Full evening, Next Gen International. Welcome to Next Gen's Monday Hustle. I'm Kathy. I'm your host for tonight, and I'm hosting you from the United States of Aklan. Yes, there is USA here in the Philippines. So let me ask you now, and can you tell us from where are you plugged in us from? You can chat that in our chat box. Bataan, Las Piñas, ang bilis ha, Cavite, Toronto, Hong Kong, Cebu, Singapore, Bataan, Dubai, Pangasinan. Ang bibilis natin mag-type. Thank you so much for letting me know or letting us know that we are here and we are all over the world. Okay, tonight we will be hearing powerful insights from one of Usana's Philippines top leaders. You are sure to take home so much learning, and I hope you and your team are complete here so you and all of us will learn and win together. So I'm excited to note that we are a lot of associates tuned in already, and we are also live in YouTube. So we are now a total of 629 plus, and in YouTube there are also several, and people are coming in to join with us tonight. So I want to feel your energy, huh? Will you type in new for all the associates who started their business in Usana this year? Come on. Wow, new. So, okay, thank you so much for that. So let's now start this webinar with a prayer. Okay. But in heaven, we just wanted to just stop with all of the things that we do today and all of the things that we still wanted to do at this time. You are worthy of our praise and you are worthy of our honor. Forgive us if we make you sad with all the things that we did, and consciously and unconsciously. Help us to walk with you confidently every single day, knowing that we are loved. Father, a special prayer for those who are in need, especially those affected with COVID-19, and those jobs are lost. Please be with them in a very special way. And God, may this time be exciting, be a support of energy in each one of us. And please be with our guest speaker for tonight. You know, we are excited to hear from him. And thank you for this opportunity that we have in Usana. It's in Christ's name that we pray. Amen. Okay. So this Monday Hustle, we'll have an overflow of learning and motivation, no? As we listen to our young guest speaker share his dream tested leadership mindset in building teams, not just to survive, but to strive. So our speaker has been one of Usana's Philippines top performers of 2020. So he's a registered nurse, Asia Pacific Growth Qualifier, okay? Usana Philippines top 3 income earner in 2020 and a $1 million club member. So guys, please set up your tech, open your videos, be in the attitude of learning, turn off that mic so that our guest speaker will just continue to just share what he has acquired in those years with Usana. So get that laptop charger and that phone charger para tuloy-tuloy tayo for tonight. So colleagues and friends, please join me in welcoming Executive 2-star Diamond Director, Mr. Ryan Tan.
Hi, good evening, everybody. So thank you for that introduction.
Good evening.
So I'm so happy to be here tonight. So I think it's been a year since I gave a talk to Next Gen. And of course, if it's mentor not asking time from me, siyempre hindi ako makatanggi because to get the training started, no, I really had no idea when I joined Usana ano bang gagawin ko sa business na to, but I'm really grateful because I was mentored by no less than the mentor Nat Sunyo. So again, hindi ako makatanggi sa training niya, and so here I am tonight. And I want to get straight to the point, no? My topic for tonight is all about building a solid Usana business. So when I say solid Usana business, this is not a business that I want you guys to think about earning $100 a week, $200 per week. Because to me, initially, personally, when I first joined Usana, my mindset was, sabi ko, pag kumita ako ng $100 weekly dito, $200 a week, happy na ako. Pero nung tumagal, after a year, after 2 years, lalo na no, now I'm on my 12th year in the business, doon ko talaga na-appreciate how big network marketing is and how big Usana actually is. So I'm sure a lot of you are quite new to the business, but tonight I really want you to give an overview, a bird's eye view of what this business could offer. But before we go to that, although I'm a familiar face already to many, I want to take time to introduce myself pa din. So, um, again, before joining Usana 12 years ago, wala akong kaalam-alam sa sales, wala akong kaalam-alam sa network marketing, sa business. I used to be a nursing graduate from UST. And it just so happened, when I graduated from college, it really was such bad timing kasi it coincided with the peak of the US recession. And around that time, nag-decide yung US mag-freeze hiring muna ng foreign nurses. And ako naman, I never really thought of working as a nurse here kasi super baba talaga ng sahod. Pero sabi ko, kaysa naman tumunganga, I tried applying for a nursing job in a local hospital. Itago na natin sa pangalang St. Luke's BGC. Kasi during 2008, they were just newly opened. So when I went there, and I told them I'm a UST grad, so ano naman, they were excited to entertain mga UST graduates kasi they look up to us in FEU yata, in UP. So pinag-exam nila ako that day, panel interview, nagulat ako, they offered me a job. And around that time, it was so prestigious na pag nakakuha ka ng paying job kasi uso nung time namin was volunteer nursing. You have to pay the hospital like 5,000 pesos per month to volunteer as a nurse. So ako naman, luckily, I was offered a job kaagad. But when I heard kung magkano yung salary, halos mahimatay ako, hindi ako makapaniwala. They were paying me 6,000 pesos a month. So it was in BGC, pero I live in Quezon City. Sabi ko, my God, if I take on that salary, 6,000 pesos a month, parang kulang pa yata yung pamasahe ko dyan, kulang pa yung kain-kain ko. So in short, right after college, I did not work. I did not accept that job offer. And I considered other options. Until one day, I was offered by somebody, Ryan, considering wala ka namang work, why don't you entertain doing Usana? And ako naman, since wala naman talaga akong ginagawa, I just took a look at the presentation. I listened to what the products are all about and what the business was all about. After listening to the whole deal, I wasn't too enthusiastic to join the business. So I told the person who invited me, sabi ko, number one, maganda naman kung maganda yung Usana products, but I really don't see myself selling vitamins for a living. So sabi ko, I really don't see myself approaching my friends, my relatives, my colleagues, bili na po kayo ng vitamins. Sabi ko, that masipag naman ako kung masipag, pero I really don't see myself doing that. And secondly, I was upfront. Sabi ko, I went to this presentation as a fresh graduate. Wala naman akong savings, wala naman akong source of income. Sabi ko, 40,000 is 40,000. So sabi ko, if you're gonna coerce me to join this business, definitely outright my answer is no. So initially, no, I really rejected the offer. It just so happened that day, para akong nabudol-budol, tinanong lang ako ng person, and it was just a simple question. Sabi niya, bakit ikaw ba, Ryan? Personally ba, do you really see yourself working as a nurse from age 21 to 65? Sabi niya, don't you have plans of opening your own business one day? So when I was confronted with that question, doon ako napaisip, parang oo nga no, will I really work till 65 years old? Sabi ko parang hindi siguro. Kasi sabi ko 3 years lang of OJT work pa lang yun, na burnout na ako. Sabi ko how much more yung talagang magtrabaho till 65. So sabi ni Ryan, if you don't plan to work forever, what do you plan to do? Sabi ko siguro, I'll open my business then. I could get into Jollibee or probably construction. And then, pinagtawanan ako ng kausap ko. Sabi niya, anong pinagsasabi mong Jollibee or construction, Ryan? if at 40,000 pesos pa lang, ang dami ko na daw, ang laki na daw ng reluctance ko. Sabi niya, if you cannot start a business for 40,000 pesos, how much more yung traditional businesses talaga that would cost you by the millions of pesos? So sabi niya, you know what, Ryan, if eventually naman din magbi-business ka, why don't you start as young as you are? I was only 21 years old back then. Right now, I'm 33. So, and sabi niya, if eventually naman magbi-business ka, di ba, don't wait till you're 50, till you're 60, start while you're young. In any way, just to set everybody's expectation, no, I actually joined Usana together with my business partner, si Mentor Raj. We started in the business back in January 2009. And we were really two of the slowest sa batch namin. As in, more than a year now of doing the business. I think 1 year and 9 months to be exact. Around this time, I really thought of quitting Usana. Kasi after more than a year, I was only personally making about mga 20 to 30,000 pesos per month. And I understand, no, a lot of people siguro kapag nag 30,000 a month na, they're already jumping and they're very so happy about it. But in my case, I was really frustrated kasi when I was still going to UST, I remember yung baon ko was 6,000 pesos a month. And I really told myself, pag kumita lang talaga ako ng 15 mil, ng 20 mil per month, siguro ang yaman-yaman ko na. Siguro ang yaman-yaman ko na. Kasi yung 6,000 a month ko ng college, I was able to go to Starbucks from time to time. Pag nababurnout kami ng classmates ko, we used to eat in Italianis, mga fine dining. So I was really shocked nung 2010. Sabi ko, grabe, ang hirap naman ng buhay sa Pilipinas. Even if you're already making mga 20 to 30,000 a month, hindi ka pa rin pala talaga mayaman. So, it really puzzled me, no? It really shocked me. Sabi ko, grabe, even with 30,000 a month, you cannot even afford to buy a house. You cannot even afford to buy a car, save money, no, for retirement or other investments. And it really scared me in a way. Sabi ko, grabe, in the Philippines, no, if you're gonna look at the statistics here, it's really, really frustrating. Kasi if you were to compare our country sa mga Western nations, di ba, sobrang daming college graduates sa Philippines. But if you're gonna look around you, it's really tragic. Di ba? College graduate, masipag, matyaga, they've been working for 5 years, 10 years, pero makikita mo financially walang nangyari. Di ba? And you need not look far. Di ba? You just need to look within our own families, close friends, relatives, churchmates, colleagues. Di ba? Bakit ganun? Kasi for me, it doesn't really add up. If a person is masipag, matyaga, di ba? And lalo na college graduate pa, and they've been working hard for 5 years, 10 years, it doesn't really add up na wala ka pa ring pera 10 years later. Diba? So for me, that was my frustration with Usana. Sabi ko, my God, I've been working on my Usana business for over a year. Pero yung financial breakthrough, ang tagal, ang bagal, parang ang hirap. But you know what, guys? Ito, what I'm showing you right now, this was September 2010. And ito, next is ito. This was already September 2011. So after like 2 years and 11 months, no, we were able to hit gold director in the business. And that's the time I was able to prove to myself. Sabi ko, grabe, although initially I wasn't really into sales, I was really introverted. I really lacked communication skills. So I really had to develop my personality from scratch for a business like this. Pero sabi ko, totoo pala, no, lahat naman talaga ng bagay sa mundo ng pag-aaralan. Lahat naman talaga ng bagay sa mundo, that's not, it doesn't take genius, no? You really just need to learn and focus. So, that's also the reason my story was featured in a newspaper interview. So this was years back. So they were asking me here, Ryan, considering you're a nurse, you were so young, wala kang pera, how come you were able to succeed in a business like Usana? Kasi I'm sure, no, a lot of you, lalo na yung mga bago, you guys are excited about this. You guys are excited about the income potential. But at the end of the day, unless you already have the results na naririnig mo sa ibang tao, you would always lack the confidence to succeed in a business like this. But in my case, when I was interviewed here, mainly I just told them, sabi ko, I really don't believe in nursing nga, I really hated it. Diba? I really hated nursing, but I became a registered nurse. So sabi ko, when I first saw Usana, I was really half-hearted about it. Di ba? Lalo na networking, hindi ko talaga personality to. Pero sabi ko, if this is how I could make good money, why not? Why not? And ito no, speaking of good money, ito naman not to brag. Uh, at the end of the day, lots of Usana distributors make more than us. Pero ito, ultimately, no, after like 11 years of working hard on this business, parang we're now averaging mga 300 plus a week. And minsan natatawa na lang ako, especially when I still try to convince my old friends to do Usana. They would always tell me off. Niloloko nila ako palagi. Sinasabi nila, naku Ryan, hindi kami kasing sipag nyo ni Raj. Hindi kami kasing tsaga nyo. Pero ako, I would always just tell them, you know what guys, at the end of the day, if you were to analyze no, between the two of us, mas masipag kayo sa amin. Sabi ko, it's been like 11 years since we graduated from UST. Trabaho kayo ng trabaho, may pa-masters pa kayo. 11 years na, mga wala naman kayong pera. 'Di ba? Although I tell them that as a joke, pero I really mean it. Sa totoo lang. 'Di ba? It's really puzzling. People could work in their jobs for like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, hindi naman sila naiinis. They're just there, paulit-ulit. 'Di ba? Wala namang financial breakthrough na nangyayari, but they don't complain. So if you're in this business, you've only been here for 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, and you haven't gotten the results that you want yet, di ba? Don't think of quitting. Think of learning the business, understanding the business, mastering the business. And right now, ito, I want you to understand no, the dynamics of this business. And I want you to be able to identify yourself. Sino ka dito? So, in my decade of experience sa Usana, I realized no, magkakaiba tayo lahat ng commitment level pagdating sa business na to. Because we did not start with the same reasons as the other people started with. So, a lot of people, of course, they sign up because they just want the products. They want to invest in their health, they believe in the quality of Usana products. And so siguro gusto nila ng discount, they got the package, yun, they signed up. So, ngayon, I think 90%, 95% of the people, they sign up in Usana because on top of the health benefits no, from that they could get from the products, they merely want extra income. Extra income lang, $100, $200 a week. But I want to forewarn you, if you're that type of person, you only want extra income from this business, hindi naman yun masama. Pero for me, it would frustrate you kasi this business is difficult. Sa totoo lang, it would entail hard work. And only a few people join for the right reasons. And the right reason being, they join Usana. I mean, they do the business because they really want big income out of it. Diba? If you joined Usana, ang goal mo lang dito is to earn $50, $100 weekly. That's not bad. That's like 10, 20,000 pesos per month. But my God, the effort, the amount of time, diba, the number of rejections that you have to endure, it's not rewarding. Kung $100 a week lang ang habol mo dito, mag-call center ka na lang. Diba? Magbenta ka na lang ng kung ano online. So you do this business because there's a huge amount of money to be made. Diba? And nagkataon, we're very lucky, you signed up in a network marketing business na sobrang ganda talaga ng products. Diba? Wala kang masabi. Ngayon, knowing that, no, for all the people who are not yet fully decided about Usana, and this is something that I pinpoint to my team as early as now. When we started the year, I really felt na yung team namin was generally out of focus, lalo na yung mga bago. Kasi yung mga bago, they have this feeling, they have this assumption na parang 2021 is definitely gonna be a much better year than 2020. Diba? Parang paano mo patatalunan yung 2020? Parang lahat na yata ng kamalasan sa mundo nangyari last year. But ito no, not to, well, to really burst your bubble if that's how you think and if that's how you feel about 2021. Seemingly, no, it's really not that hopeful sa totoo lang. In this chart, I got this from The Economist. So it's a reputable publication. So what they did, so they came out with this article. In-interview nila yung mga top vaccine producers and they analyzed sino ba yung mga naunang mag-order sa inyo and kailan nyo ba yan madi-deliver. And they came up with a map and they tried to analyze no, kailan ba ma-vaccinate ang karamihan. And if you're gonna look at the Philippines, Kung titingnan nyo, kailan ang projection nila na mavavaccinate natin ng 80%, significant portion of the population, for us to achieve herd immunity? So it will come from early 2023. Early 2023. So if ikaw, you're happy-go-lucky na ay mukhang back to normal na tayo, mukhang anyway, may trabaho naman ako, I still got to keep my job. Di ba? I mean, that's your assumption, but that's not based on reality. That's not grounded on reality. Because apparently, based on yung mga supply chain natin, it will still take approximately mga 2 more years na ganito. And it's true. If you go out of your house, you go to the mall, it's as if, di ba, wala naman ng pandemic. Halos punong-puno na yung mga tao. But if you're gonna look at the cases, ito bigyan ko lang kayo ng, ito from DOH data to. January 3, how many cases did we have? 891. Pero remember, di ba, October last year or was it September? Nung nag-peak ulit yung cases, we were in GCQ. But for 2 weeks, we were forced to go under ECQ. How many cases were we averaging back then? We were averaging mga 3,000 to 4,000 cases. So kahapon, Valentine's Day, ito, February 14, how many cases did we have? We're doubling the number of cases again. Although it's contained for the past, I think, 1 week, 2 weeks, we're averaging mga 1,800 to 2,100. Diba? Pero sabi nga nila, with the new COVID variant, diba, with the new COVID variant na possibly vaccine resistant. So this was February 10. There's a new variant daw that they highly suspect na resistant to the vaccines available. So just imagine, parang it took us like 10 months to produce a certain vaccine. Tapos by the time it's ready to be distributed, may ibang strain na hindi pala effective yung vaccine na yun. Diba? So the whole world is holding its breath. Diba? Sana ma-vaccinate natin before talaga mag-mutate to a different form na we're gonna have to wait another 10 months, 10 to 12 months to produce another vaccine. Diba? So if you're somebody, you're taking things lightly, anyway, meron ka namang source of income, don't be so complacent. Don't be so complacent. And kung titingnan nyo, this was last year. Diba? Ito yung kasagsagan talaga ng halos lahat ng Pilipino were gravely affected economically. So July 2020, how many people lost their jobs? So 45% ng mga employable Filipinos walang mahanap na trabaho. And ang fear ng economic managers natin, if in the event no na mag-ECQ tayo ulit for another 4 weeks, 8 weeks, although the economy seemingly has rebounded versus last year, mas fragile ang recovery natin. So sabi nila, naku, pag nagkaroon tayo ng cascading ulit ng mga bankruptcies, how sure are you na you're not gonna be a victim ng mga layoff? Diba? Even if you're a rich person, even if you have a successful business right now, how sure are you that you could survive the next 12 months to 2 years? Diba? So right now, my first message, no, lalo na you're already in Usana, I'm sure if you're new, you're quite half-hearted about this. Pero di ba matagal nang sinasabi sa atin, you should never depend on a single source of income. Di ba? Even before pandemic, parang matagal na yan sinasabi. Sa lecture, sa TV, sa news, lahat. Kasing matagal na yan pinupukpok yung message na yan sa Filipinos. But sa tigas ng ulo, di ba mga Filipinos kasi happy-happy lang, they did not listen. So when did they discover yung wisdom nun? Last year lang. O pero ngayon na mukhang seemingly okay, kalimutan na ulit. 'Di ba? Pero if I were you, if you're new to Usana, you have this chance to establish a good source of income. Although it's alien to you, I understand siguro 99% about this business hindi mo maintindihan. Still, you're already here, you already have one foot in. Might as well take this seriously. 'Di ba? We still have a long journey to recovery. Ngayon, something that I really want to underscore, lalo na sa mga bago, a lot of people, even my downlines, they would always complain, they would always whine, yeah, I want to succeed in Usana, I want to make it big there, nakaka-excite yung income, but may problem is, ang hirap naman ng networking, ang hirap naman ng Usana. A lot of people there, they join, wala namang results na nangyayari. Pero something that you should understand, no, if you were to compare network marketing to traditional business, you should really know and understand by heart gaano kadali itong business natin compared sa traditional. Diba? So in traditional business, let's talk about this. How hard is traditional business compared to network marketing? So first and foremost, just imagine this, no? Sabihin na lang natin you're somebody na hindi mo feel ang network marketing. You feel this is Jejemon, you feel this is Jologs, and mas gusto mo mag-traditional business. Diba? So in traditional business, number one, ito yung pinakaunang problema mo. Kung sa'yo sana ang problema mo dito mag-invite, ang pinakaunang problema mo sa traditional business is anong product? What will you sell? So, if your idea of traditional business is restaurant and inasal chicken, ang question is, di ba, you don't just sell any inasal chicken. Meron ka ng existing competitor. So, hindi ka pa nagsisimula. You already have to formulate a product. Anong chicken recipe ang tatalo sa mang inasal? Ang tatalo sa chicken bacolod? Ang tatalo sa mga kung ano-anong JT's inasal manukan? Di ba? So, yun pa lang. Ngayon, secondly, ito, you have to develop your own supply chain. Diba? Sabihin natin you were able to build a good recipe, nakagawa ka ng magandang sabon, mabangong sabon. Sinong supplier mo? Kanino ka bibili ng toyo? Kanino ka bibili ng manok? Kanino ka bibili ng cooking oil? Diba? Gaano kalaki yung ref? Gaano kalaki yung pwesto mo? Kung ngayon sasabihin mo, mentor, gusto ko digital business. Diba? Ganun pa rin. Saan ka kukuha ng warehouse mo? Sinong supplier mo? Sinong taga-take down ng order? Sinong taga-collect ng payment? 'Di ba? Hindi ka pa nagbebenta niyan, hindi ka pa nagsisimula niyan. Pre-planning pa lang 'yan. 'Di ba? So, third naman, ito you have to build your physical store or right now digital channel. So, ngayon sabihin natin ang gusto mo is Facebook, magbebenta ka ng kung ano-ano sa Facebook. 'Di ba? What if hindi ka naman magaling sa social media marketing? 'Di ba? What if wala ka namang talent? 'Di ba yung mga selfie mo nga mali-mali yung angle? Pipicturean mo pa yung product mo, lalagyan mo pa ng magandang filter, magandang caption. 'Di ba? Paano kung wala ka palang enough friends, wala ka naman enough market outreach? So, ngayon, if you want to succeed in an online business, if you're not so good in social media like me, wala akong kaalam-alam sa Facebook, hindi ako masipag, 'di ba? You have to hire a social media manager. 'Di ba? You have to hire professional people to do those things for you. And how much do you have to pay a digital artist to create posters for you? How much do you have to pay a social media manager to run your Facebook channel for you? Siguro 8,000. Kuha ka ng bugoy-bugoy na college pa lang. Di ba? But the professional siguro, they would charge you mga 12,000, 15,000. Pero yung mga talagang high-end na matinu-tinu talaga na may substance na wow, ang ganda ng branding mo, you have to pay them as much as 25 to 35,000 a month. Diba? Just to build your online sales channel. And again, diba, sinasabi mo ang hirap ng Usana, but then again, if you were to compare this to traditional business, it's much easier. O ngayon, step 4 ng traditional business. Ito, you have to hire and train your employees. Ganon din, magre-recruit ka rin ng empleyado mo. O sa Usana, ayaw mo mag-recruit ng prospect, but when you start a traditional business, you have to recruit your employees. Diba, you're gonna have to train your employees. Wala kang upline sa traditional business. You're not part of a team in a traditional business. Diba, ikaw na nga yung nag-hire, ikaw na nga yung nagsweldo, ikaw pa yung magti-train. Ang problema, nangangapa ka rin sa business na binuksan mo because it's also your first time to open that sort of business. Diba? So, you have to develop, diba, sa Usana, you have to develop your left, you have to develop your right. Sasabihin mo, ang hirap naman, you have to build left and right. Ay, ganun din yun sa traditional business. You're gonna have to establish an accounting department. You're gonna have to establish a marketing team. You're gonna have to establish yung finance department mo. Di ba? Para ka rin nag-build ng left and right. Di ba? Nag-build ka rin ng mga business units. So it's the same with network marketing. Ngayon, in fifth, dito papasok, you have to acquire and retain customers. Di ba? Now that you have your employees, you have your factory, you have your stores, o dito ka ngayon, mag-a-acquire ka ngayon, magaganon din. I-market mo rin yung product mo. Di ba? Iaalok-alok mo din sa yung relatives mo. Iaalok-alok mo rin yung mga kaibigan mo. Aalokin mo rin yung mga churchmates mo. Aalokin mo rin yung office mates mo ng traditional business product mo. Di ba? So nakakatawa. Because a lot of people who sign up in Usana, they don't like going out of their comfort zone, talking to people, marketing Usana, talking to their friends, their relatives. They would rather do a traditional business. Diba? Pero that's the funny thing. Even if you do traditional business, bottom line, you're gonna have to acquire customers. You're gonna have to talk to them. You're gonna have to approach them. Diba? So what do you mean by you hate network marketing, you don't like network marketing because you don't like approaching people? Eh di wag ka na talagang mag-business ever. 'Di ba? Kasi sa lahat ng businesses na bubuksan mo, you're gonna have to open your mouth. Lahat ng businesses na bubuksan mo, you're gonna have to talk to people. You're gonna have to approach people. You're gonna have to offer your products. You're gonna have to offer your business. 'Di ba? Pero kung titingnan mo, in network marketing, compare mo to traditional business, it's much easier. 'Di ba? Bakit? In network marketing, number one, how do you get started here? You don't even have to think about a product. You don't even have to find a factory, di ba? You don't even have to find a warehouse, pay for employees. You just have to buy a package. It's so easy. It's much simpler. Di ba? Kaya nga in network marketing, sabi nila parang budol-budol. Di ba? Probably na-invite ka at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 10 a.m., an hour after, business person ka na. Di ba? Parang sobrang bilis ng pangyayari. Hindi mo malaman, para kang na 1, 2, 3. 'Di ba? You can look at it that way, para kang na 1, 2, 3. But at the end of the day, if you look at it from a different angle, 'di ba? You actually started a business within an hour's time. Nagsimula ka ng business mo in a span of, siguro after the presentation, you decided 5 minutes, 30 minutes, and you already have a business. Instant. Just buy a package. So secondly, you what? Siguro na sign up ka, you're very anxious, hindi mo alam, how do I sell my products? How do I build this business? I did not understand the compensation plan. Can you repeat? Di ba lahat yan nasa trainings. So you buy a package, you attend trainings. Ito, third, you build your team and you grow leaders. Di ba? So it's a much simpler business. So I don't understand why people, especially yung mga hindi naman pa nag-traditional business before, why they would walk out of Usana and start a traditional business. And fourthly, no, this is what ultimately you would enjoy if you build this business correctly, if you build a solid business. Diba? So if you understand this, I don't, if you understand this, no, there's no reason for you not to be proud about the business that you're part of. Diba? And considering how much simpler Usana is, the reward is actually much bigger than what traditional businesses could offer. Diba? And ngayon, ito yung question. Yung step by step. Mentor, sige, I'm convinced. I've attended lots of next-gen trainings. I've attended lots of Usana events. But I've been in Usana for quite some time. I still don't have solid results. Diba? So how do I build a solid MLM business? How do you build a solid Usana business? So, number one, ito, like what I always tell my new sponsors, no, this is something talaga na dinidiin ko sa kanila. If you're new, you have to accept, you have to swallow na your business is network marketing. Diba? You cannot convince people nang ikaw mismo you're not convinced about the business that you're part of. Diba? If you're new, you're running for PPPS, probably you've already invited like 5 or 10 people. And you're wondering, mentor, but ganun? I already invited 5. I already it talked to 20 people, 30 people. Walang nagsa-sign up. Hindi sila nako-convince. And ako, I always just ask the person back, ikaw ba, are you personally convinced about the business? Kasi yung iba, they try to convince others, pero sila, they're not convinced themselves. And it's a tough situation to be in. Diba? And when we say MLM, this is not actually a Jejemon business kasi sa totoo lang, it's not only Usana that does MLM. Ito, I've lifted a couple of examples, no? Network marketing, MLM, or referral programs, whatever you call them, it's talamak. Diba? So, itong Zoom, itong application that we're using right now, they have a referral program. So, what's their referral program? So, in a way, this is a form of MLM. So if you have a Zoom subscription and you ask your friend to sign up for 1 year, if I remember correctly, if they sign up for a year worth of subscription, I think you would get a $10 rebate for every friend that you refer. Di ba? And if your friend na nag-sign up, nag-refer din siya ng ibang friend niya, that friend of yours gets $10 also. So what do you call this? This is they call this referral program. Diba? But what do we call it? We call it network marketing. Diba? So if Zoom does it, okay lang. But if you're doing it, you're awkward. But Zoom is doing it as one way to expand their market outreach. Diba? So another one, ito talamak to sa Facebook. Diba? I think, hindi ko alam kasi palaging ito yung Facebook ads na nakikita ko. Diba? Citibank. So ano ang promo ng Citibank? So if you're a credit card holder of Citibank and you refer 3 friends to sign up for a Citibank credit card and ma-approve sila, you get Apple AirPods for free. And one time, no, I've had a conversation with one of the marketing managers ng Citibank credit cards. And believe it or not, a lot of their new credit card holders nakuha nila sa Refer a Friend program. Hindi nila ito nakukuha sa mga billboards. Nakukuha nila yan sa Refer a Friend program. And I actually know a friend. I have a friend, no, gift niya sa anak niya nung Christmas, AirPods. Dalawa yung anak niya, binigyan niya tig isa AirPods. And kunento niya sa akin, nakuha niya yan through, I think, a Citibank promo. Pero ayaw niya mag-Usana. Pero gusto niyang maging ahente ng Citibank credit card para makakuha ng AirPods. Diba? So for me, if you're willing to do that to get AirPods, diba, why don't you just do network marketing to earn dollars in the Philippines? Diba? Another one, so I think this is something that almost all of us use, itong Grab. Diba they also have a referral program? Pero ang Grab yata ang pinaka-kuripot. For every friend that you refer, 100 pesos. Pero yung prices of their services sobrang expensive. Diba compared to the competitors? Diba? So at the end of the day, when people ask you, are you doing network marketing or ikaw mismo, you're not comfortable about being in this business, diba? You have to re-examine. A lot of businesses are using this approach. And you have to be comfortable with it. Diba? Hindi nakakahiyang mag-networking. A lot of businesses are using the network marketing model, refer a friend model. Diba? Recruit. Lahat ng business nagre-recruit. Diba? In Usana, yeah, that's what we do. We recruit. We recruit customers. We recruit distributors. Diba? Lahat ng businesses, ganyan. So secondly, for you to be able to build a solid MLM business, dito, number 2, you really have to be teachable. Diba? You cannot run a successful business without fully knowing how to run that business. Diba? You cannot build a grocery store, labas kang 5 milyon, and after one day, sabihin mo, bahala na yan ha, mag-autopilot ka na dyan, naglabas akong 5 milyon. Diba? And traditional business doesn't work that way. And Usana doesn't work that way either. Diba? Pero believe it or not, ako I would guess, no, based sa experience ko sa team namin, 95% of new sign-ups, ganyan ang ugali. Diba? They would sign up in Usana and they would not talk to people. Siguro they would invite like 2 people a month, 1 person a week siguro. And after 2 months, they would give up. Sasabihin nila, this business doesn't work. Well, they did not even attend the trainings. Diba? They did not even bother to learn the business. Ngayon, if you're quite new in Usana, probably ang problema mo, most likely, no, is inviting. You join, but you're not able to convince people to listen to a Zoom presentation. Diba? You have your products there, you bought like 10 products, 15 products, you don't know how to offer the products to the people you know. Diba? So, it's not rocket science. Lahat naman yan, there are trainings for that. And lahat ng trainings ngayon, they're readily available sa Zoom. Apart from this training, I'm sure, yung training nyo, you have a very good resource of recorded trainings online. Diba? So if you're somebody, ang problema mo, you don't know how to sell your products, instead of thinking, mag-Usana ka pa ba? Mag-auto-order ka pa ba? Diba? Instead of keeping things to yourself, ba't hindi ka magtanong sa coach mo or mentor mo? Mentor, I'm having a difficult time scheduling prospects. Mentor, I cannot sell my products. What training do I need to attend? Diba? Is there a module na pwede kong pag-aralan? Diba? So, here in Usana, you cannot be somebody na ang hirap mong ang hirap mong pa-attend ng training. Di ba? Kasi there are people like that. They sign up, they're eager, pero once it's time to learn the business, they don't expend time, they don't expend energy, they don't expend effort to learn the business. And yun yung problem. You don't know how to sell the products, you don't know how to do the business, tas you only attend trainings like once a week, once every 2 weeks, and every time a link is forwarded to you, you're irritated kasi training na naman, how will you ever learn the business if you're irritated by trainings? Diba? So, dito, you really have to be proactive. What you don't know, there's a training for that. Diba? Just approach your coach or mentor. So here also, in network marketing, I've been here for over a decade. There's a unique dynamic. So probably even before you joined Usana, I understand, no, baka may masteral ka, baka PhD ka pa. Even before you joined Usana, siguro manager ka, senior manager ka, or you're probably a wealthy person already. Diba, before Usana, mayaman ka na talaga. Tapos pagsali mo dito, the person coaching you, mas bata sa'yo, mas less accomplished sa'yo. But at the end of the day, even if you feel more accomplished, no, even if you feel you know better than your coach or mentor, sa totoo lang, feeling mo lang yun. Diba? You need to humble down and really learn from the person trying to teach you how to do this business. Kasi for me, diba, a lot of people, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know the wrong things that they're doing. But when you resist coaching and mentoring, you will never be able to identify your blind spot. So dito, you really have to be proactive. Diba? So after this training will not answer everything. I will not tackle inviting, I will not tackle product, selling, I will not tackle leadership. Diba? So whatever it is that you feel you lack, whatever it is that you feel weak in, whatever aspect yan, approach your coach or mentor this week. Diba, magpaturo ka, hingi ka ng coaching, mentoring session para mag-progress ka na dito. And thirdly, you really have to build your dream team. You really have to build your dream team. And this is always something that I underscore paulit-ulit-ulit. If you're building a network, hindi pwedeng kung sino-sino lang. Di ba? If you're building a network, you really have to prospect well. I'm not saying be judgmental, but somehow you have to exercise some sort of common sense. Di ba? Because a lot of people, lalo na yung mga bago, number one, they feel ashamed about network marketing. And number two, they're afraid baka i-reject sila ng mga taong kakilala nila. So ngayon, if your first task is to hit PPPS, what's the usual instinct of a new person in an MLM business? First and foremost, no, they would approach people na walang ginagawa. Walang magawa sa buhay. So, for example, no, there's this tendency na, yung tropa ko, nasa bahay lang yun, maghapon. Yung auntie ko, nanonood lang yan ng Korean novela. Sige, invitein ko yan sa business. Diba? But at the end of the day, if you're building a business, you're trying to build a network, you really have to get high caliber people. And when I say high caliber people, stop inviting people who are lazy. Stop inviting people. Stop trying to do business with people na walang ambition. Stop trying to do business with people na walang drive. Because at the end of the day, what I realized, no, in doing Usana for 12 years, no matter how hard you try to convince somebody na tamad, somebody na walang ambition, even if 12 hours mo pa yung presentahan, even if 1 week mo pa yan i-closing, it's very hard to sell an opportunity to a person who's lazy. Diba? So, if you're running for PPPS, if you're trying to build a formidable network, you really have to target a certain group of people. Certain group of people. So, probably ito na yung sagot sa tanong mo, bakit you've been trying to recruit people but you've not been able to build a solid network yet. If you want to build a solid network, you have to target, I want you to write this down. You have to target 3 types of people. You have to target highly ambitious, highly accomplished, and highly driven people. Highly ambitious, highly accomplished, highly driven people. Diba? Because these people, if you show them a good plan, if you show them a good opportunity, even if they're busy, even if hindi nila linya yan, even if they don't have the resources to start right away, if magustuhan nila yung opportunity na yan, if they're highly ambitious, highly driven, they would grab that opportunity. So that's why if you work with these people, no, sila yung mga taong madaling kausap. Sila yung mga taong naiintindihan nila what the opportunity is all about. So that's why you would be surprised. Ako, this has happened to me a lot of times. I must have presented to like 10 people, 20 people, 30 people. None of them sign up. And then I get so frustrated. I talk to people na feeling ko hindi naman to magde-network. Kasi senior manager na to, feeling ko hindi to magne-network kasi masteral degree holder na to. Feeling ko hindi to magne-network kasi big time na to eh. Pero I'm really surprised. Every time I try to talk to people no, who are busy, I highly accomplished, minsan sila pa yung opportunista. Sila pa yung talagang open to more opportunities. And I really find that paradoxical. Minsan kung sino yung walang pera, 'di ba? Sila pa yung nagdalawang isip about extra income. 'Di ba? Wala ka nang pera. 'Di ba? Ang hirap-hirap na nga ng buhay. 'Di ba? Nagdalawang isip ka pa about starting a side business. 'Di ba? And that's precisely explains why, 'di ba? Yung sinasabi nila, yung may hirap forever na lang mahirap. Yung mayayaman forever, lalong yung mayaman. It's really because of the mindset. 'Di ba? That explains why siguro ikaw din hindi mo naman necessarily linya to. Yes, you're busy even before Usana, you already had too much on your plate. Dinagdag mo pa to. 'Di ba? Hindi mo you really had no resources to start. Para-paraan lang yung ginawa mo. But then again, you grabbed Usana. Bakit? Because you're a person who even before being invited to Usana, malamang naghahanap ka na ng opportunity. Malamang naghahanap ka na ng business. 'Di ba? And so ako, when I understood this concept, I took rejection lightly. I started taking rejection lightly. 'Di ba? Minsan I try to do my best presentation, I try to do my best closing. 'Di ba? Talaga namang I really gave my 100% best. Nag-follow up naman ako na maayos, hindi nag-sign up. Nagustuhan naman yung products, nagustuhan yung opportunity, pero teka, ayaw mag-join. 'Di ba? For me, I let them go. I don't take it personally. I look for the next motivated person to work with. I look for the next highly driven person. And those are the type of people I want in my team. 'Di ba? Minsan kasi you count so much losses from all the rejections you've gotten. Pero minsan yung mga rejections na yun, sa totoo lang, they saved you a lot of time. Kasi minsan, sa sobrang galing mo nga mag-present, this will happen to you. Minsan sobrang galing mong mag-present. Even the person na walang pangarap, alam mo yun, talagang na-excite for a moment. Pero after that, it's very hard to motivate them. Diba? So, dito you really have to prospect well. And ito for example, no, gasgas na tong picture na to. This is something that I always show. After a year of doing Usana, we were told by our uplines to go to the convention. So after a year, there were only like about less than 10 of our leaders na pumunta. And those three who went with us na nasa picture na yan, they quit after like 2 weeks. So after a year of doing Usana, we were back to zero. And kami, we were so frustrated. After a year of doing the business, wala na naman kaming downlines. Diba? We were bokya na naman, zero na naman. And moving forward, we took the advice that I just gave you, which is to really try to convince people to approach better prospects, no? And throughout the years, our team has grown. Ito lang, just to showcase what sort of people engage in network marketing right now, particularly Usana. And ito no, what's the point of me showing you this picture? Gusto ko lang pakita sa inyo ano ba yung caliber ng mga taong nagne-networking. 'Di ba? The person on the leftmost side, she's one of my gold director downlines. Her name is Tita ID Gambol. So I think I can already divulge. So taga BDO siya, na VP siya ng BDO. And Tita ID formally retired last December. So she really got so frustrated already. Sabi niya, mentor, mag-full-time na ako sa Usana beginning January. Diba? And I cannot believe still na talaga VP ng BDO nag-resign to do network marketing. 'Di ba? And Tita ID has been with us since I think 6, 7 years ago. She has been to I think one or two international conventions ng USANA sa Salt Lake City. And Tita ID really holds this company in high regard. As in, nakikita niya how big, how nice the opportunity is. And the person naman to her right, si Mentor Sheila De Vera, she's an Emerald Director. Before joining USANA, she used to be an investigative journalist for GMA7. Initially, it was so hard to convince her kasi she really thought na Usana was a scam. Pero since 2011, so she's been in the business for 10 years na rin. She's been full-time since 2011. And she's an Emerald Director. Diba? An investigative journalist, she gave up her career for this business. In this person naman to my right, si Tita Liena, she's a Ruby director. She's a traditional business person in Cebu. She's actually, even before Usana, she already makes like 3 or 4 star income. Diba? But si Tita Liena, sabi niya, if I were to start my career in business all over again, sabi niya, mentor, mas madali na lang yata sana kung nag-diamond na lang siya. Kung nag 2 star, 5 star na lang siya. Sabi niya, a lot of people congratulate her for building such a huge traditional business. Pero sabi niya, mentor, they've been in their traditional business yata for 17 years. 3 or 4 years ago pa lang sila talagang nakabayad ng initial capital nila. So it took them years bago mag-ROI. Diba? And right now, as a Ruby director, ngayon na-busy siya sa traditional niya, pero sabi niya, mentor, pag nagkaroon talaga ako ng oras, I'm really gonna build this business all the way to diamond. Diba? And the person naman to her right side, she's a very highly sought after orthopedic surgeon sa Cardinal Santos. Her name is Doc Cha Avila. So si Doc Cha, she's so smart. From high school, dumiretso siya ng medicine. Hindi na siya nag-pre-med. So she went to she got accepted sa UP Intermed program. And after graduating from UP, she went to New York. So nag-residency siya doon. Nag-masteral siya in orthopedics and nag-masteral siya in robotic surgery. So last year, she was one of the top orthopedic surgeons in Cardinal Santos. But since last year, she's been doing Usana full-time. Diba? And doctor yan from UP and she's very amazed by the products that we have. And apart from that, no, si Cha, even before Usana, she's actually wealthy already. She owns Nespresso in the Philippines. Diba? And she also has her own bus liner. Pero si Cha, she's very motivated to build the business all the way to diamond also. And these people, they're not ashamed to be associated with the network marketing company. Diba? Not all my downlines are of their profile, but I'm showing you this picture, diba? Just to give you guys an idea, all sorts of people, even accomplished people, they're actually quite open to the opportunity. So right now, baka mamaya, you still haven't approached the best prospects that you may have because you have that assumption na baka hindi mo sila ma-convince. Diba? So why do you feel na baka hindi mo sila ma-convince? Baka hindi ka pa ganun kagaling mag-present? Or baka you're just prejudging na ayaw nila? Diba? Pero for me, rather than waste your prospects, your very best prospects, tandaan mo, every time you approach somebody, it's always just two possible outcomes. Probably yes, probably no. Diba? If you talk to somebody, baka yes, baka no. That's 50-50% chance. But if you don't talk to your prospects, what's the chance that they're gonna join your business? What's the chance that they're gonna buy your products? Zero. Diba? So for me, any given day, I'd rather take my 50-50% chance than 0% chance. Diba? You do not build a business by talking to like 5 people, 10 people, then game over na. Diba? Kasi I have lots of downlines who are like that. After like talking to 50 people, ayaw na. After talking to 100 people, ayaw na. Pero ako binibilang ko lang, no, sabi ko on my first 5 years siguro in the business, right now we're enjoying a leveraged income. But on our first 5 years, siguro I must have presented to at least 1 to 2 persons per day. Minsan pa nga 3 or 4. Sabihin na lang natin 2 people per day on my first 5 years. Diba? So that's like 700 prospects in a year. 3,500 prospects in 5 years. I must have presented to 3,500 personal guests on my first 5 years. 'Di ba? So right now, if you're giving up on this business because you've already spoken to 100 and hindi ka pa $1 million club, good luck. When you quit this business and start a new business, I have news for you. You're gonna have to talk to 100 people then. And after talking to 100 people in your traditional business, pustahan tayo, hindi ka pa rin mayaman. 'Di ba? You're still not successful. So for me, I find it weird and I find it illogical, 'di ba? Nagsimula ka na sa business na to, you're already halfway there. Hindi mo pa tinuloy, tapos mag-start ka na naman all over again. So for me, or you're already part of this, might as well, 'di ba? Do it all the way. Hanggang sa mag-gold ka, hanggang sa mag-ruby ka. 'Di ba? And fourthly, ito, if you want to build your a solid business here, you really have to be willing to lead your organization. You really have to possess, or you really need to start developing the leadership that you have. And every time I say this, I understand a lot of new people, they're quite intimidated by this. Lalo na if you're somebody who has mostly kept things to yourself all these years, you only minded your own business, and all of a sudden, you're gonna have to go out to the world, di ba, share Usana, recruit people, and lead the people that you recruited. So it's too stressful for a new distributor. But here's the thing, di ba, leadership is not only important in Usana. Leadership is important wherever you go. 'Di ba? Be it in a corporate setting, sa school, whatever organization. People who make big income, people who enjoy, 'di ba, kung ano-anong prestige, they have leadership within them. So if in Usana you don't want to take a leadership role, wag ka na lang mag-business. But here's the thing, if you don't want to take any leadership role, and if you're hoping to advance your career sa employment, sa corporate, you're gonna fail. Because in the corporate setting also, the people who get promoted are the people who can manage other people. Yung mga CEO, they are the people who can lead an entire organization. Diba? So that's why, if you're gonna observe people who are diamonds, gold directors, rubies, emeralds, diba, they have a huge org. And they were able to achieve that because of their leadership. Diba? And you would hear mga kung ano-anong side comments against network marketing, yung mga taong nasa taas lang naman yung kumikita dyan. In any organization, that's the truth. Diba? Ba't ka naman babayaran ng malaki if you're only a small person in an organization? Diba? So in Usana, it's the same. But ito, I have good news for people who feel they're quite inadequate when it comes to having to lead an organization. So one thing that you need to learn about leadership is that it's not really inborn. Leadership is not inborn, it's developed. So probably there are some of you na before ka pa nag-join sa Usana, para ka ng alpha in a crowd. Parang you feel you can lead an organization. Every time na lang there's group work, you're always the leader. So when you join Usana, kahit papaano, madali na to for you. Diba? Pero I think 95% of the people who join Usana, they lack leadership skills. But itong mga taong 5%, the rare kind, ito yung mga taong luckily they had good parents, they had good upbringing, bata pa lang sila, binola-bola sila, na ang galing-galing naman ng anak ko, mag-join ka ng Youth for Christ, mag-run ka for class president. Alam mo yung bata pa lang sila, mindset na sila maging leader. Ngayon, if you're the unlucky one, na pinag-aral ka lang, hindi binild up yung confidence mo, you grew up, pagdating mo sa workplace, wala kang believe sa sarili mo. May believe ka sa capacity mo, but when it comes to working with other people, hindi ka sanay. Diba? But the thing is, that's something na pwede mong matutunan sa Usana. Diba? Step by step by step. And the first way to be able to exercise your leadership here in this business, number one, for you to be able to make your downlines follow you, your organization follow you, number one, you should be competent. Di ba? A lot of people would ask me, mentor, ba't ganun? My downlines don't follow me. Parang ang hirap, ang tigas-tigas naman ng ulo nila. For me, the reason is simple. They really don't see you as a leader. Or they see you as a leader, but they don't see you as a leader worth following. That's why you say so and so, but they never really listen. They don't really ever follow you. Ngayon, how do you improve your competence? Number one, again, it goes back to you have to attend trainings. You cannot lead a group of people and not know the business. Diba? I have enterprise days pa lang to sa main office, no. We used to do the business every day sa Starbucks. So one time I have this downline, naki-share siya ng table sa akin. Sabi niya, mentor, pwede ba mag-goal set lang ako dito? Meron daw siyang bagong downline. And ngayon, this new downline asked the upline, upline, how do I place an auto order? And sabi niya, hindi ako sure about that eh. And the person was asking, anong product yung maganda for this? Sabi niya, hindi rin daw niya alam. So practically, parang half of the questions of the downline, hindi niya masagot. Hindi daw niya alam, hindi daw niya alam. And after like 2 weeks, this same downline of mine who shared the table with me started asking me, mentor, ba't ganun yung downlines ko? They don't follow me. Eh ako palibhasa, but I told him, no, palibhasa, first contact mo pa lang with your downline, all you answered was, hindi ko alam, hindi ko alam. I'll ask upline, I'll ask mentor, I'll ask coach. Eh di ba? Eh di, hindi na lang sila makikinig sa'yo. Mag-a-ask na lang sila kay mentor, mag-a-ask na lang sila kay coach. Di ba? So here, you really have to know your business. Hindi pwedeng hindi. Di ba? You have to know your business. Be it the products, how to enroll people, di ba? How to present. You have to know all those things. Diba? And secondly, if you want to grow your influence, you want to grow your leadership here, the second best way to do that is to give service to your team. Diba? So darating yung time, yung upline mo cannot really cater to all the guests anymore. Darating yung time, yung upline mo is already so busy to be doing all the tasks for the organization. That's the time, that's your chance to step up. And every time that chance comes up, you should be able to step up, diba, and lead your organization. And as you do that, magugulat ka na lang, yung mga tao, they would start appreciating you because you're able to guide them. And the people would start appreciating you because nakikita nila how much you care. Diba? You're willing to put in the effort, the hours. Diba? Yung hard work to help them build their business. Diba? So kami, we always keep this in mind. Although yeah, we're 2-star, but at the end of the day, when we're working with new downlines, walang 2-star, walang $1 million club. Diba? To them, hindi nila maintindihan ano ang $1 million club. Hindi nila maintindihan ano ang 2-star. So at the end of the day, for us to gain the trust and the respect and build a good working relationship with new people, we still need to work with them as if wala pa kaming downline, as if wala pa kaming group. And that's also the mindset that you should share. Diba? You really have to be willing to serve. And you really have to be willing to master the business. You have to be willing to lead your organization. Diba? What for will you recruit people? Eh after they join your business, you don't know what to do with them. Nag-recruit ka pa. Diba? So now, even if you don't have a big organization yet, might as well start training yourself already. Para by the time dumating yung tamang tao sa organization mo, you're already prepared how to handle them. You already know. Hindi yung you recruit people, pero kinulang ka naman sa preparation. Sayang. Sayang yung network. It's not the end, pero sayang. Diba? So, and fifth, if you really want to build a solid MLM business, of course, you really have to pressure yourself. You really have to pressure yourself week after week after week. And you really have to go for rank advancement. And when I say go for rank advancement, I'm not saying mag-magic ka, na sharer ka lang ngayon, mag-gold director ka na next month. Hindi naman ganun. Diba? Pero what I mean to say is, if you're sharer today, diba, ano ba naman kung mag-believer ka this week? Di ba? I understand. It's quite challenging. Although it's one notch, it's challenging, yes. Di ba? Pero why did you do business? To chill? Di ba? Why are you in this business? Para hindi ma-stress? Is that the reason why you do business? Di ba? You're in the business to make money. You're in the business to earn a leveraged income. Di ba? Lahat ng business, lalo na sa simula, it's very challenging. In my experience, no, although disclaimer lang, this is my personal opinion. Believe it or not, earning your first $100, $200, your first incomes in Usana, it's gonna be the most challenging. And for me, earning $100 is much more difficult than earning $1,000. Bakit? If you're already gunning for silver, you're trying to run for silver, basically you already have an organization. Meron ka ng downlines. So yeah, you're pushing, ang dami mong inaasikaso, but at the end of the day, it's a teamwork effort already. But if you're working on your first $100 per week, don't expect it to be easy because you don't have an organization yet. Pero, sabi nga nila, any business naman, ang pinakamahirap is yung simula. Di ba? But as you keep being consistent with $100 per week, you keep building your network, you ensure that your organization is growing week after week after week, di ba? You keep adding people. Before you know it, you would already have had your leaders under you. Di ba? And $100 per week, ito yung turo sa amin ni Mentor Nat. And this is something that we still cascade sa mga downlines namin. $100 per week, as hard as it is, it's the only sure way to build your business talaga. Bakit? When you say $100 per week, you're adding at least one person on your left, one person on your right, every single week. So if you earn $100 per week for 4 weeks, you would have added 4 people on your left, 4 people on your right. Diba? You're technically already building your network. You don't appreciate it yet. Hindi ka pa makabili ng bahay, hindi ka pa makabili ng kotse. Diba? But at the end of the day, that's how you build a network. You add people week after week after week. So hindi pwedeng you start the week, bahala na lang kung anong income this week, bahala na lang kung anong mahit this month. Diba? Ang next convention natin is June, bahala na lang kung anong rank sa June. Diba? You don't open a restaurant and say bahala na lang pag may kumain. Bahala na lang pag may pumasok na customer, bahala na lang pag may nagpa-deliver. Diba? But in Usana, that's the behavior of most distributors. Bahala na lang kung mag-commission this week. Diba? And you don't build a business that way. You really have to accept pressure week after week after week. Diba? In $100 per week, it's not easy, but come on guys, it's not impossible. Diba? And it's challenging, but it's not, hindi naman yun ganun ka-challenging. Diba? So it doesn't have to be gold director right away, ruby director right away. You have to start where you are. Diba? And yung goals na binibigay sa'yo every week, that's not there para trip lang ng upline mo. Diba? That's given to you because your upline feels that you're prepared, you're capable of hitting that. You just really need to go outside your comfort zone and talk to people, talk to people, talk to people, talk to people. Diba? Pero when it see solid MLM business, no? Ito lang just to share, again, not to brag. It's so small compared to what other distributors make, lalo na sa Usana Global. Pero ito, more than the income, take a look at the date. Take a look at the date. So this is January 1 and December 25. Sabi ko, di ba yung mga empleyado, they're so excited to receive their 13th month pay, their mid-year bonus. Sabi ko, posible ka naman palang bayaran ng ganyan kalaki week after week after week. And I'm excited kasi right now, we're only still just 2-star. Paano ba yung income? Take for example, si Bob Lin, the 12-star diamond from Australia. Hindi siya nagpakita ng income. He did not even mention anything about how much he makes. Diba? But you can just imagine, ito 2-star. Paano yun 12-star? Diba? Paano pa yung 15-star? Diba? It's so exciting. The amount of money you can earn through this business is limitless. Diba? Again, if you're new, of course, you still don't know practically almost everything about the business. Pero you already started this business, aralin mo na siya dahan-dahan. Di ba sasabihin nila, mentor, ang sipag nyo kasi, ang tagal nyo na sa Usana, grabe yung effort nyo. For me, it's not grabe. I've only been here for 11 years. Yeah, this is my 12th year. Last year was our 11th. Di ba? So sabi ko, 12th year to be earning this level of leveraged income, not bad. Di ba? You could spend 12 years elsewhere and still only end up making a fraction of this. Di ba? Hard work din yun. Effort din yun. Oras din yun. But at the end of the day, di ba, sabi nga kahit gano'n ka kasipag, kahit gano'n ka katsaga, if you're not in the right opportunity, sayang lang yung oras mo. Di ba, you're already part of Usana and you're very lucky to be part of Next Gen. Why do I say that? Because if you're gonna look at your team, di ba, sobrang dami ng goals. I think it's more than 500. Di ba, ilan ng rubies, ilan ng emeralds, ilan ng diamonds. Di ba, so it means if you're part of this team, it's not chamba. It's not kasi magaling sila. There's really a proven track record. The trainings work. Di ba? Your mentors know what they're teaching you. Ang daming may results dito. Sasabihin ng iba, hindi naman lahat may result. Konti lang naman may result. Talaga, sa lahat ng businesses, konti lang naman talaga ang nagsasucceed. Di ba? If you're gonna compare the statistics of Usana to traditional business, Usana's statistic is way better. Di ba, in traditional business, this came from my downline who's a senior manager sa DTI. Sabi niya, mentor, grabe no, ang Usana, maganda talaga yung numbers natin compared to traditional. Sabi ko, why do you say that, tita? Sabi niya, in traditional businesses daw, who apply for a DTI registration, for every 100 applicants, after a year, only about 20 people apply for renewal. So 80% dead na kaagad after 1 year. And on the third year, out of the 20, about 5 to 10 renew. And on the fifth year, out of the original 100, ang natitira na lang is 1 or 0 for every 100 businesses na nag-register. Diba? That's like 1% or 0% success rate in traditional business. Diba? So if you have relatives, if you have friends, sasabihin nila, nagpa-auto ka naman sa Usana, wala namang nagsasucceed dyan. Ay, totoo, I would admit, not everybody succeeds here. But compared to traditional business, kahit pa paano, mas maraming kumikita dito. Diba? So, the people who say that against MLM, against network marketing, against Usana, really don't know what they're talking about. Diba? And for me, if I were to start, if I were to choose any sort of business, bring me back 12 years ago, diba? I would still choose Usana. Right now, a lot of our friends offer partnerships sa ganitong business, offer whatever investment. Pero for us, rather than get into whatever other business, ito na lang. Di ba, mag-build ka na lang ng new business center. Mag-invest ka na lang sa real estate. Di ba? This is a huge business. But again, you're gonna have to put in the hard work. You're gonna have to put in the effort. And ito lang, no, I'm not sure if everybody has this saved. This is the calendar of Usana for 2021. So this is something that we always flash sa lahat ng trainings namin. So nandyan lahat ng cut-offs. So right now, we just came from the grand celebration ng Feb 7. So if you were so inspired nung Feb 7, ang next convention similar to that is scheduled on June 2021. Diba? So if you attended, you want to be recognized as director, as silver, as gold, today is just February. February, March, April, May, June. So you have like 5 months to rank advance. Diba grabe naman if today you're believer, tapos pagdating ng June, believer ka pa din. Diba? Right. Siguro by June, you were last convention, you were director. Tapos pagdating ng June, you're still director. Hindi naman pwedeng ganun. You should really progress. Diba? So, ang daming travel incentives. There's the Leadership Summit to Maldives. Diba sasabihin nila ang hirap? Pero yung last Leadership Summit to Japan, more than 100 people naman yung nag-qualify. Diba yung Maldives, I'm sure it's quite the same number of attendees. Hundreds of people qualify for this incentive trip. So it's not mahirap. It's doable. It's just that there are things na hindi mo pa alam. Diba? So there's also a trip to Bali. So there's also that incentive trip to Greece. Diba? So this business has a lot to offer sa totoo lang. But at the end of the day, as I end, no, I want you guys to reflect on this and I want you guys to personally answer this. What's your plan? You started a business. Now what? Diba? You already began your journey here in Usana. Diba? It's so weird. Nagsimula ka tapos nagdalawang isip ka pa. You're already here. Diba? Kung believer ka na, builder ka na, director ka na, gold ka na, what's your plan moving forward? Diba? You have a business na you're offered lots of travel incentives, you're offered big commissions. Diba? And it's so weird to not have a plan. It's so weird to not have a game plan. In reality check lang, no, as I end, today is like February 15 already. So 7, 8 weeks na ang natapos. And we're almost done with February already. We just began the year. Diba? So hindi pwedeng next week na lang, next week na lang. So now patapos na ang February, before you know it, tapos na ang March. And pag natapos ang March, that marks the first quarter of the year. We would have been already 75% done pag natapos ang March. So right now, that's the challenge. Diba? Knowing all these things, attending all the trainings that you're asked to attend, you have to make sure that you have a goal. And you have to make sure that goal is clear and you're willing to work on that goal. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. Diba? So, tonight, as I end, I want to share my favorite quote of all time. And this is really how I end all my Zoom trainings. And my favorite quote goes like this, and I really feel this is apt, especially to all the new people, no? And the quote goes like this. Sabi, everybody pray for cake. Everybody pray for cake. But when the good Lord sends them eggs, butter, sugar, and the rest to bake their own cake, they get mad, they get frustrated, and they walk out of the kitchen. And I really love ending my trainings that by sharing that quote, no, because it gives everybody a clear sense of perspective about this business. Diba? For the longest time, probably you've been wishing and praying for an opportunity. You've been praying for a financial breakthrough. Diba? But like what I always say, regardless of your religion, every time you pray for a better life, for more blessings, for more prosperity, di ba? The good Lord doesn't ask you, ano bang QR code mo? Mag-deposit akong pera sa'yo. Di ba? Ano bang kotse gusto mo? Pahatid ko sa garahe mo. Di ba? Ano bang dream house mo? Patayo ko for you. Di ba? The Lord doesn't operate that way. What the Lord does, every time He wants to bless you and prosper you, I think He gives you the right opportunity. He gives you the opportunity. And at the same time, apart from giving you the opportunity, the Lord would give you the capacity to learn new things and to work, the capacity to work really hard. Diba? So hindi mo alam yung business, but He give you the capability to learn, the capacity to work hard. And it's also providential na you were given an opportunity, you don't know how to go about it, but it's providential. The Lord would also send you the right people your way to help you and guide you with the opportunity that was given unto you. Diba? And for me, every time I look back, that's what happened to me in Usana. 12 years ago, I wasn't really looking for a business. I wasn't even sure for one entire year, ba't nga ba ako nag-Usana? Pero sabi ko, looking back, sabi ko, luckily, no, I got introduced to the concept of business as young as 21. Now that I'm 33, I really learned a lot in the process. And I understand, no, a lot of you are just starting now. So for me, rather than walk away, di ba? Just learn it, bake your own cake, and work hard on this business. All right? So that ends my training for tonight. I hope you guys learned a lot, and I really hope moving forward, we'll have more rank advancements. See you guys.
So friends, let's all virtually clap and thank him in our chat box to our executive two-star diamond director, si Mentor Ryan Tan. What a heartfelt push, no, with so much care on building a solid Usana business. So just to let you know, our highest attendance in Zoom is 1,000, and in YouTube we have 259. So, wow, what a learning. As a 10-month-old, one of your or of Usana Silver Directors, a lot of learnings talaga for me and realizations. Very timely. And what I really need to hear tonight, tama, no? This is a solid, straightforward advice, diba? What a paradox. Diba? Talk to people daw who are busy and highly accomplished, who are open for opportunities. So now, what I'll do, I will rethink how I look for people to build my team and stop what? Prejudging. Stop crying over spilled milk and move forward to get a high caliber people like you and me. And look for the next highly motivated person. So, approach talaga the best prospects, no? Great example, sinabi ni Mentor Ryan, of real people who are already successful in their own fields but are highly motivated people to also build their Usana business. Okay, so let's now move on to our announcements. Okay, so trainings, just like what Mentor Ryan mentioned, let's be a leader worth following. So get the skills needed and be intentional in learning. Know our business. So trainings are placed both from Usana Corporate Office and as well as Next Gen International Family, so we can build, diba, not only our confidence but more so, syempre, ang skills natin. So these are our online learning series. So we're done for tonight's Monday Hustle. The next training is our Power Hour on Wednesday, February 17, with Mr. Noel Christopher Nate, or Nate. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And also from Miss Kimberly Gaza. And on Friday, we are looking forward for the Health and Freedom as well by Mr. BJ Ramirez and Miss Kim Merana. Okay, let's move forward. And please, let's all be present with our 2021 Run as One. This is a free recognition award. So please make sure you block your calendar to be there. And also, of course, who wouldn't want to have a presentation na winning talaga ang skills in this new normal? So learning fee dito, it's not even 1,000, it's not even half of that, no? Kung maaga ka, you will have it at 250, but kung medyo naging busy ka, you forget about the schedule, you still have the chance to get it at 350 pesos. Okay? Next, pakiscan ito, diba? For our MLM 101 for network marketing success. Ang annual fee niyan is 1,000 pesos. Quarterly, if you want to, if your budget is like that, no, 400 pesos quarterly. So scan me, and then there's a link over there to sign up. Okay, so well done for tonight. So trainings are here, and confidence level lang talaga tayo para ma-enhance ang ating overall performance. So what chance will I want to take? Sabi nga ni Mentor Ryan Tan, 100% losing or 50-50% chance? That's why make sure to be present with your teams meeting after meeting tonight. So again, it's my privilege to be the host for tonight's Monday Hustle. Thank you so much, Next Gen Admin, for making me your host. And this is Kathy signing off, and have a wonderful evening, everyone.